key numbers in the NFL are 3, 7, 10, and 14.
You know how we do in Detroit, son? We do nothing but win. For you right now, are you ready
I'm ready.
to bite some kneecaps?
New England is bad.
Real bad. Live the high life.
It's a close game.
The Taylor Heineke life. Yeah.
I love this pick. Tampa has been overrated all season long, and the people who make the books are still on this. They got blown out by Blake Purdy. Can Justin Jefferson be stopped? I don't know. If you watched how Carolina played with Andy Dalton, they were fine.
Well, more importantly, Adam Thielen is probably like, can we put Andy Dalton back in?
The spread's the way to go. You just have to know how to bet it.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Math versus Smash Betting Bros. I'm, of course, Math, and this right here, this guy right here, that's Smash.
That's me.
Yeah, what do you got behind you there? We got it's a full Michigan stack back there.
Full Michigan stack. I'm ready, baby. Roll the Tide over on their bellies and smack their asses. That's what roll Tide means to me.
I think, yeah, I mean, obviously the Michigan win was awesome, but from an NFL perspective, I think the Bills need more support today than the Lions. I think the Lions will be all right.
Well, I'm not, it's not that I'm not with you. I feel like the time for the current roster, we had this whole conversation in the group chat. The time for the current roster of the Buffalo Bills is coming to an end. And would you rather just have it end, or would you rather have it die in the playoffs, a terrible death a la Ben Roethlisberger, 2 years ago or last year, whatever it was?
Dude, I'll always take a last ride.
I don't know, man. I love the Bills.
That no one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.
No one.
That defense is bad.
They've been better recently.
They've been better, but I don't know, man.
We'll get to the game. We'll get to.
All right.
So we
talked about starting with where the awards stand for the year, because these are interesting bets that we've talked about all year, and I thought it'd be cool to show the viewers these are where the odds are. Let me zoom in even a little bit more here. There we go. So MVP, obviously, we've talked about it the past couple weeks. It's going to be a quarterback. There's not a lot we can do about it, but you see it right there. It's already probably done, don't you think?
I think so. As far as this is concerned, just because Lamar's not even playing, right? If we've already decided it based on this, I mean, there's nothing anyone can do to beat him. Even if Josh Allen, I think, wins this and throws 4 touchdowns, I think Lamar still gets it for me.
Hope here
For Allen?
Let's say Tyreek has a 300-yard game.
No, because they're still not going to get the 1 seed.
Okay.
I think from that perspective, you're looking more for Tyreek Hill to beat Christian McCaffrey, Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay. I
think MVP's done.
Even if Josh Allen goes out, let's say Josh Allen goes out, throws for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, runs for another 100 yards, and rushes a touchdown, I still don't think he's going to beat Lamar. Lamar just has the game of his life.
Yeah, no, Lamar's. I don't think Lamar's beatable. I think it's just you're playing for whoever's in second, and I think it's Josh Allen or Dak, depending on how the day ends, because I don't think anyone's going to vote for Purdy.
Which is a shame. I don't know. Christian McCaffrey, I still think Christian McCaffrey, in my opinion, is still the MVP, but after Lamar's performance last week, I mean, 5 touchdowns, 100 yards rushing, and I think 275 yards passing or something, right? Something like that.
Should have won the game. What can you say?
Yeah, no, I mean, can we talk about the fact that was in a losing effort? No, okay. What did you get Lamar at?
Oh, I got him at 5-1 right before they played him. So I mean, there was value in it. I just didn't put that much money on it.
Offensive Player of the Year, I think, is locked.
I think McCaffrey has it, but there's still talk about Tyreek Hill if he has a good game. I think people want to give it to Tyreek Hill. It's just they want there to be a reason. They want him to come back from the injury and actually, dominate a game.
Yeah. Is there any chance here for Josh Allen?
No.
I don't think so either, because that's reserved for MVP, right? If he were going to win anything, it'd be MVP.
Or he has to break records. If he broke the passing record or something, then maybe. But obviously, we're nowhere near any of those stats.
Defensive Player of the Year. This hasn't been decided, I don't think.
I think I still think, I mean, I think Mason Crosby's interesting. The problem is Cleveland's sitting starters today. Like Joe Flacco's not playing, right? So it's like, if Myles Garrett is minus 240, people are pretty sure he's won this, but I guess
here's the thing. Micah Parsons got shut down last week by the Detroit Lions. How is he still second?
Because, I mean, they're still going to be the number 2 seed in the NFL. Or the number 2 seed in the NFC.
You know what I like seeing?
Touch.
That's not bad for a second-year player.
Yeah. He's still got a little bit of time, but did he make the Pro Bowl this year?
He made the Pro Bowl.
So that's kind of the first step for a lot of these for defensive player of the year.
If he didn't disappear for about 3 weeks, I think he would be more in this range right here.
I mean, the problem you have is that no matter what, those guys up top, those top 4 are not old by any means. Like Watt's the oldest.
What happened to the days? This used to be dominated by cornerback. Our offense is just so sick that there's just no chance.
What do you mean?
So, I mean, like players like Charles Woodson, Deion Sanders, Aeneas Williams, like these cornerbacks from the 90s that just absolutely dominated, right?
It's just, it's a lot of dink and dunk. People don't go down, have kind of slowed down going downfield as much. If Dalton
time to bring back the cover 2.
Duron Bland was, the problem with him is he scored all those touchdowns, but he didn't actually, he's not like a great corner. He just was.
Yeah, he's not shut down.
Yeah. So there's not really.
I think it's time to bring the cover 2 back.
Maybe it's time to bring the cover 2 back.
This, I think, is decided.
I don't think Nakua is playing.
Nakua's being sat. They locked it last week, didn't they?
They're playing. Well, they didn't lock it. They just don't care where their position is, apparently. I don't know what's going on with the Rams, but because Stafford's not playing, Carson Wentz.
This is ridiculous that he's even close. He has not had the season that Jameer Gibbs has had.
No, it's just name recognition.
It's a name recognition. This is crazy that he's not higher. He should be where Jameer is, or at least where, like, somewhere between Jameer and Puka. Sam Laporta has had a phenomenal season.
No respect for the tight end, man. But
what
Stroud, I think Stroud wins
settled,
this one,
right? Like,
yeah.
If you got, and I did get CJ Stroud at Rookie of the Year. I think 10-1 at one point.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean, if you want to bet Stroud for Rookie of the Year at this point, just bet him to pay his passing touchdown and passing yards over today.
This is not decided yet.
I really hope Will Anderson has like 2 sacks today. Really want that to happen. What did I say last week?
Why can't he get into that? What more does he have to do? He had another good game last week.
Yeah, but I guess
picked off Dak. Like,
it just wasn't as dominant as like a Sauce Gardner.
I guess. Like,
and that's like Sauce Gardner was.
How about the fact that he's played 3 positions this year? Corner, free safety, and strong safety.
It was always going to be a defensive end battle here.
I guess.
I
looked at the stats. You're right. Jalen Carter really hasn't done much.
No, not really. And Philadelphia's defenses look terrible. Like, how is it he would be defensive rookie of the year when their defensive line got worse? I don't know.
He deserves it. I mean,
Stefanski's going to get it. I
can't fight that battle anymore. I love Motor City Madman, but I think by going for 2 last week.
Well, going for 2 4 times from the 7.
Listen. I'm with you. MCDC. I'm with you. Kick him in the teeth. I don't care that we lost.
I'm fine with it. I think it sucks because there's no guarantee we win, even if the 2-point conversion gets there's still 26 seconds left. There's a lot that could have happened, but I agree. Win the game now.
Win the game now, right? I'm with you. We'd already settled. We'd already gotten our playoff berth, won the division. Like, it just bums me out because I wanted him to get Coach of the Year, and I noticed that his number dipped from, I think it was 5-1 last week to now 18. So
yeah, it is what it is. He just did not win. If he could have won one of those toss-up games, then I think it would have been a situation. But losing
or not get blown out by the Ravens,
losing to the Bears, losing to the Packers, there's too many losses. And Stefanski in those same situations tended to win this year. And I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
And with 4 different Steichen and Ryan are going to play for second place today. So that's kind of cool.
Yep.
So, and the winner of that game goes to the playoffs. So we'll get to that. And then comeback player of the year.
No love for Mike Tomlin single-handedly holding together a roster that is just bombed out and depleted like Afghanistan.
Nope, he wasn't feeling it.
I mean, people are talking Pittsburgh. They're like, fire Mike Tomlin. People are talking about that.
I hope so. He can come coach for. Well, I don't want to coach for the Lions, but he can come. He'll go coach for a good team. Like coach for someone in the NFC South, so we can finally have someone decent in that division.
I just think it's nuts because okay, we can speak as Lions fans. We can speak for this. Having Caldwell as your coach is better than not having Caldwell as your coach.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Is just like Pittsburgh just has high expectations. It is what it is.
Having a winning season is a good thing. It's a good thing.
I agree, especially in that division. Tough division. Bummer, my boy. He just didn't do enough last week, I think, to push himself up. I don't think Baker Mayfield deserves this at all. They're going to make the playoffs. What if they won yet last week? He might have been up.
Maybe, but he's part of the reason they lost Gabe.
Well, they're not a good team.
That's my problem is Joe Flacco and DeMar Hamlin did not lose their team's game. Matthew Stafford actively won games single-handedly for his team. Baker Mayfield lost games for him.
DeMar Hamlin didn't play. DeMar Hamlin played 20 special team snaps and 5 defensive snaps.
I mean, you called at the beginning of the year. If he even did anything, he'd win it. Just stepping on the field.
Nope. I want Flacco to win. I think the debate's been had enough that this weird suspicion they're just going to make DeMar Hamlin the new award. The DeMar Hamlin
comeback player of the year.
No, it's just it has to be some form of medical awareness or some weird thing that they what's the award the Walter Payton of the Year award or whatever.
That's the man. That's the man of the year.
Yeah. So I'm saying they could make a Hamlin health awareness award that's like that.
I suppose. My thing is this that
he didn't really come back. He played. He's on the team, but he didn't he came back from being dead.
I shouldn't laugh. That's not. Shouldn't.
Oh no, he's alive now.
That's cool. I will say I've pounded that Matthew Stafford drum all year. I do think that he deserves to be second, but Joe Flacco probably deserves this award. This supersedes in my lifetime. The greatest story that I heard as far as this was Kurt Warner bagging groceries and getting a call from Mike Martz to being in the playoffs the next season, right?
See, I still think the Warner is more impressive because Flacco just came back from being Flacco's been a great quarterback before. Kurt Warner was never a great quarterback.
This is the thing though. Remember how bad Joe Flacco, we called him rubber arm.
Oh, he was. So it's really impressive he came back from that, but he had more of a pedigree. I believe.
Okay. I get that. Okay.
Joe Flacco was
the thing is Flacco was done. He was done.
Oh yeah.
And now he is just flinging. I think it just doesn't. Maybe he just doesn't care anymore, and so he's got that kind of Fitz magic kind of okay, go ahead, pick it off.
Let loose.
I dig it. I want to see. I've been on the. You got to admit that I called the Browns at the beginning of the year. I like them.
I like the Browns now. I don't like them if Massage Watson's their quarterback again.
They would be exactly where they are right now if Massage
No, they wouldn't. I honestly think they would have lost more games.
No way. No
Deshaun's
way.
Terrible.
I'll tell you this.
Deshaun might be a bottom 20 quarterback in the NFL.
Baltimore does not want the Cleveland Browns to come to Baltimore. They don't. They do not want that.
Oh, I agree if it's Joe Flacco. I'm saying if it was Deshaun Watson, they wouldn't be in the playoffs.
Oh, they'd still be in the remember, even with them, they were in the playoffs with nobody.
DTR, dude. Thompson Robinson.
All right, let's get to
while we're getting those games going, just as a recap to last week,
I went 11-6.
Picks were kind of all over the place just because of futures and some other stuff. So I finished 3-1. I had Detroit over Dallas cover, and then the Tampa Bay game, which my stone cold lock was not much of a good lock. Tampa Bay just completely.
You talked me into it too, you son of a. Ugh.
But Cleveland still covered, and then Pittsburgh just beat Seattle. As we were just saying, it's Tomlin just keeps on chugging. And then as you can see, the production value is still the same. We are not currently in Atlantic City. I did not win $1 million. I didn't win anywhere close to $1 million. I had but that team literally had its worst week the last week. All my backups were gone. All of a sudden, Cortland Sutton set out. Just every back, Edwards-Helaire, when it was supposed to be that was banged up, and then of course he sits, and then the other guy goes off, and that just, oh my god,
Well, not to mention, like, you happen to have to do this the week the Lions played the toughest game of the year.
And CeeDee Lamb just...
CeeDee Lamb, I had 2 different championships I had to play against CeeDee Lamb last week. And the Lions need to, we can talk about it when we get to the game. It's 3 down, but, like, they got to figure out how to stop the number 1 target for premier teams, because CeeDee Lamb and then the week before Justin Jefferson, the two receivers just, like, single-handedly, like, the Cowboys did not, they literally didn't win that game, but the Cowboys didn't win that game. CeeDee Lamb decided they were going to be competitive. Now, I will say that first bomb to him should have been called back by one of the most egregious non-holding calls I have ever seen, and it was right in front of the line judge. Right in front of the line judge. I sent screenshots to everybody in the group chat. Like, they had, for some reason, Campbell was lined up at outside linebacker, and I don't know why. Jack Campbell is a middle linebacker. Why he was lined up at outside linebacker? He had one of the worst angles, and granted, they should have sacked him. Barnes had Dak in the end zone too. They should have sacked him for a safety, and for whatever reason, he just whipped. But Jack Campbell had one of the worst angles trying to rush Dak I've ever seen. He's not an outside linebacker. And then their right tackle, I think is Lael Collins, had his shoulder so far turned around that Campbell was facing the play when CeeDee Lamb caught it. That's how bad the holding call was. He was that far out of the frame and has his shoulder, like, just outside of the frame, and the jersey stretched so far, and they didn't call it. They just didn't call it. I don't know if it was because they were focused on the fact that Dak didn't get sacked in the end zone, but, like, they just didn't call it. It was right in front of the line judge. It's nuts. You take away, think about your week last week. You take away that 100 yards basically, and suddenly it's a lot more competitive field, and CeeDee Lamb doesn't dominate every fantasy thing ever.
Yeah, that was not good. That was not good. So, yep, tough week. Cashed at the lowest possible margin, but so be it. We live to play another day. All right. Can you zoom in one more? I think we're
is it too small for you?
Just a little bit. There we go.
All
right. So we got Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Baltimore sitting all their starters.
Yep.
But the thing is they're still at home, and I like +3 with Baltimore just because I don't think they're gonna roll over and die and let the Steelers just steamroll them into the.
It's the AFC. It's an AFC North game in January, but I'm telling you, like, Mason Rudolph, and we were talking about it before the show started, Mason Rudolph, having him as a stack for Saturday only today for daily, not a bad idea. He is going off. And
I stacked Huntley, so the exact opposite, but it's okay.
And I like the over in this game. I don't know why the under is so low. Even if the weather is bad and it's snowing, that is a low under for two teams that have regularly scored 20 points a game by themselves.
You don't think the Ravens can just, like, control this game and win 20-14?
Don't forget, TJ Watt's still playing for Defensive Player of the Year. Huntley is not a good quarterback. All he does is run the ball. The Steelers defense is not bad. It's not a bad defense.
Yeah.
So I like the over, and I like the Pittsburgh Steelers to win outright. I don't even feel the need to bet the spread here. There is value in the spread, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you think the Steelers are going to win, they got to cover 3. Okay.
You got to cover 3. Yeah, and I either break even. I mean, think about it, like field goal game. Like, no, I like the Steelers, and I like the over.
I bet the Ravens at 3.5, so I'm already in. But I don't know about the over. I don't know. I think the Ravens just chew this game up. I think this is an ugly, gross, like 10-13 game. Yeah, but we'll see. This one will be more interesting because we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it in a dome.
Yeah,
that's tonight at 8, and this is for the playoffs. So
for the playoffs, and we've been here all year. We got to stay here, right?
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is Stroud's game to win. The model definitely says Indianapolis, unfortunately, because I have these teams rated very similarly. But
they're like the same team, kind of.
Well. They're both well-coached teams, and
I'm sorry, did the line just change while we were?
Yeah, that
to 1.5 though. I'll take that all day.
It's better. I've
never seen it drop a full half a point while we're streaming.
Yeah, it was pretty close, but yeah, I mean, if you think Houston's gonna win, you could even you could stack this up with, like I said, you can put Stroud 2 touchdowns, Stroud over his passing yards, play Texans money line, Texans 1.5, and then maybe they're over. But yeah, I think I think it's really just, is Stroud better than Gardner Minshew? I mean, that's really
And
what
the
it
answer
comes
is
down
yes.
to.
Stroud is probably the best rookie quarterback since Dan Marino.
We'll see. And if Jacksonville loses today, they get to, one of these teams gets to win the division.
Yeah, which
Unless
could
they
happen.
tie.
I mean, which could happen. This game is not interesting, and I hate to say that because I love the Lions, but like, right?
I think the Lions win this pretty easily. The only problem is that I don't know. Campbell says the starters are playing,
But how much?
They haven't said that. And the other thing is like the Lions are still playing for the 2 seed. All that has to happen is Washington beats Dallas.
Oh yeah, is that all? Is that
Happened last year.
Dallas isn't sitting their starters though.
They weren't last year either. They had to win that game.
I mean, I don't know. The Lions gotta. I don't know. They should win. They should win by more than a field goal for sure. But I've said this about them: the Bears game and the Packers game. They should win this game. Like the defense, I'll tell you this: they shouldn't sit a single. They have kinks to work out, and I want to see them shut Justin Jefferson. Like they have to figure out how they're going to shut down number one targets. Did you know that Aaron Glenn was the highest rated coordinator by NFL players?
Maybe he's really nice. I don't know.
That's bonkers to me because I don't understand the guy's scheme sometimes. Like I don't. But they should win. I mean, and if they don't, it's not the end of the world. But I don't want to see him back into the playoffs with back-to-back losses.
Yeah, and like, I mean,
especially
with
since that Cowboys one was so emotional.
The Lions defense might be a good play here just because even if Mullins throws 3 touchdowns, he's going to throw 3 picks.
Is that Mullins again, or are they playing the other guy?
No, they're playing Mullins again. They benched that dude. He was not good.
Aiden should feast again. He had a good game 2 weeks ago. I don't know. There's no reason for Minnesota to be competitive. There's none. If they win, it ruins draft position for them. They're technically playing. Are they technically playing for the playoffs if the Packers lose?
I believe so. Yes.
So I guess they do have something to play for. I don't like
Lions.
Lions don't go in soft. Then I don't want to see Minnesota in the playoffs. I don't want to see him because Justin Jefferson is. I want to see him disappear. I don't want to see him on the field the rest of the year. Like. Period. The end.
Maybe they can't. Trying to look at standings because they're 7-9. Yeah.
Because the Pack would be. Yeah, I think they're out. I think the Pack beating them last week cemented it. I think they're out.
It doesn't say they're fully eliminated, but I don't know specifically what it is. But yeah, so Minnesota somehow could make the playoffs. I don't know how specifically, but there is a way. Probably if Carolina wins or something, that could make some things a little weird.
Speaking of,
I'm not going to bet this game. I wouldn't bet this game at all. I have no faith in either of these teams.
The Bucs are going to win this.
I hope so.
I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to see them win the game. I don't care about the NFC South. They're like, it's like when we would.
They had New Orleans at home, and they just laid an absolute egg.
Oh yeah, I told you they would, and I should have listened to myself.
No, they should have won that game. Tampa was the better team. I don't understand what happened.
We had them. We knew who they were. We let them off the hook.
Let them off the hook, Denny. We really did.
But I think Tampa Bay wins this game. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, probably, but I'm not going to bet it. I just have no interest in it. It's a weird line. And every time I've ever bet Carolina, something terrible happens. Like Bryce Young fumbles in the red zone. Like they're allergic to scoring touchdowns.
Their owner.
Yeah, spilled a drink on someone. I know.
Was it the Panthers owner or was it the Jaguars owner that spilled the drink?
No, it was the Panthers owner. It was David Tepid.
Oh, I thought it was I thought it was the.
No, he like some Jags fan was like talking trash to him, and he just like threw his drink from the box. Yeah, not great. Not going well for Carolina. Like they don't even have a first round draft pick, man. This is going to be tough sledding for Carolina for a couple years.
And can Adam Thielen do it another season for him? Like
no, dude, he's got to be done.
He petered off down the stretch. I stopped playing him in daily. This game I don't know how to bet because they've been bad. The Jaguars have been bad, and the Titans are bad. They're a bad football team.
Yeah, but this might be Vrabel's last game. This might be Derrick Henry's last game. Like it's at home. They don't like the Jaguars. And the Jaguar seems like a good way for Vrabel to stick it to someone.
They only scored 3 points last week.
I don't want to bet this game either because it's not that interesting to me. Because I don't every time I bet Jacksonville, I've been wrong. And the Titans, I'm not gonna on a team like Jacksonville, I'm not gonna bet against the best underdog coach of our time.
Yeah,
it's not gonna do it. Not at home. not in this situation. But I don't like the Titans are bad enough that I don't want to bet on them either. So I'm just going to leave this game alone because the over-under
That's it. The over-under is too tight. I don't know who's going to win it, and I don't know if I bet Tennessee to cover last week and lost, so I don't know. To me, this is a mess of a game. Poison, stay away.
Jaguars picks, they say they have the best draft in the entire NFL. Are you surprised to hear that?
Certainly not. The first year we took it to the limit. And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
It's been 20 years since.
Couple minutes from the beach, man. That's Jacksonville's fans right now, man. Like it's been a tough couple weeks.
That's it. They're not a good football team. We were right at the beginning of the season. They're not a good football team. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is.
That's the better question. Like, is Trevor Lawrence an average quarterback in the NFL?
I think the other part is, and I still go back to this at Clemson, they let him play football. The dude went out there like Justin Fields, ran around, made plays, all this stuff. Like, I have not seen them just let loose with.
Well,
Trevor
I think
Lawrence.
the games that they were winning, he did, and then he got hurt, which is the problem because their offensive line is horrendous.
They need offensive line help, and they're Travis Etienne. He could be a phenomenal running back in the NFL, but he is not a starting running back.
He's the one. He's like the best fantasy running back this year, though.
It's Kyron Williams, isn't it?
No, it was him. Kyron Williams, number 2.
Etienne was the. He had a couple down weeks for me too. He was the number 1. Wow.
He's close. I would have to look, but I know he's top 5.
It was a great draft pick by me. Like, I got him late too, probably 4th or 5th round somehow. Like, Etienne, like, he just strikes me as the kind of guy who needs someone else. Yeah.
I mean, and Christian McCaffrey has other running backs that spell him. I mean,
but there's a big difference. Like, Christian McCaffrey is the man. I just don't think that Etienne is the man. It's kind of like Gibbs, right? If Gibbs were just McCaffrey, I don't think he'd be Gibbs. But because the Lions have money, he can be Jahmyr Gibbs, right?
Fair.
And so I think they need to pair him with somebody. And it's a shame that like they don't have just some sledgehammer of a running back to help that kid out. Because like he's not a powerful runner between the tackles, and like he's so athletic. Like, I don't know. They need to get him help. And it starts with the offensive line.
Well, yeah. I mean, but you could say that about a bunch of teams. This game is I'm gonna put. I got Atlanta at 3.5. I just don't think any team in the NFC South should be favored by more than 3. So I took it that way. And none of these teams can ever put 2 games together. Like it doesn't.
I don't know how to bet it. I had to say, like, they're both playing technically for the playoffs, correct?
I think so. But only if Tampa loses.
Let me pull it up real quick because like
if Tampa loses, then these 2 teams can make the playoffs, but Tampa has to lose to Carolina.
What a trend! Okay, I get it now. So Falcons are 7-9. So they need, for the Falcons to make the playoffs, they need to beat the Saints and they need the Buccaneers to lose. Yep. But I don't know who owns the tiebreak.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that.
Yeah, but it doesn't say they're eliminated.
Yep. So they still have a chance to.
Man, like this is like what a mess. Like, and also like somehow the Vikings are still in it, even though the Packers are a far better football team. And low key, I don't think anybody wants to see the Packers in the playoffs.
Yeah, Jordan Love's gotten better each week, which is not good.
Like the guy has a nose for the end zone, and he's turning into an above average quarterback.
You don't have to bet if you don't want to. I like it.
I'm not betting it now. I'm staying away from that. I do think the Saints are the better football team. I think as a football team, I think they're a better football team, but I don't know who's going to win this game. So,
well, just like I said, none of these teams can put together 2 weeks in a row. Like every time you get on one of these teams, they immediately fall to pieces.
If anything, I might like the under.
Yeah, because the Saints defense can be great against bad teams and terrible against teams with talent. And if Ritter plays on the road, sure, bet the under. But if it's Heineke, you know what to do.
Yes, sir. You know what it is? Hold on. Oh, big party boys. Big party boys.
Pig party boy, the Heineke life.
He should be a starting quarterback.
He should not be a starting quarterback. I love he and Gardner Minshew. They're like the best 1.5 quarterbacks I've ever seen. They're like Steve Berline or Jeff Hostetler or Bono from back in the early 90s.
Exactly, but like if the Raiders are playing AOC, why couldn't Heineke be their starter instead?
You just want to see him have Devontae Adams so you can just wing the ball to him every play.
I'm in for that. It's a lot better than watching AOC underthrow Devontae Adams.
0 for 11 in the second half. Yeah. Like,
can't even. He still beat me. That's another receiver that destroyed me last week. Yeah, this is a hard one because Flacco's not playing.
Flacco's sitting, but they won without Flacco. And Miles Garrett is still playing for...
This is the quarterback is like Jeff Driscoll. Yeah, it's Driscoll.
Jeff Driscoll, like the guy that played for the Lions.
Driscoll is the Cleveland Browns quarterback.
So maybe this is a revenge game. He originally played for the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't want to bet this game. Honestly, if I bet it though, I probably bet Cleveland in the under. I think just Cleveland's not going to sit their entire defense, right? Just like they're not going to sit all of their players. So it's one of those situations. I just don't think Browning should be favored 7 points over anyone. I don't care. Like if this was
I don't understand it. How is it 7?
Like if this was Washington, like I'm talking like the Washington college football team against the Bengals, like I would still be like, like Browning versus Penix. Who's the better quarterback? They're about the same age. Like his Penix is 24.
This is how to bet it, right?
I like that in the under.
Yeah, Browns cover. Let's go with it because I've been too soft this episode. Browns cover. I like it.
Is Jamar Chase really does he care? He doesn't care about the last game of the year.
Well, this is my issue with it is like, are the Bengals playing to make the playoffs?
No, they're out. Well out.
They're well out, eliminated. So like, what are they don't have anything to play for. Their defense is bad. So like the Browns, the Browns run the ball every freaking play, and it seems like a good time to tune up your offensive line and make sure everybody's on the same page. Hunt. Oh, dude, Hunt probably has a big game.
But this is that's the other thing too. It's like, yes, Flacco has played really well, but they've won games with any quarterback.
Yep. I don't get Vegas's spread here. Yeah, no, Browns cover. This seems like this is easier than I originally thought. Like the Bengals, just bet the defenses, right? Bet the defenses. Ignore the offenses for a second. Bet the
Mom, I don't want to lose to the Browns. Joe Burrow's never beaten the Browns, and they're historically the worst franchise in NFL history.
I don't want to lose the Browns, dude.
So they're gonna. And then the Browns cover and probably win, but wrong team favored.
I don't know if it's the wrong team favorite. I just think it should be a toss-up. I don't understand what gives Cincinnati the advantage here.
And it's not like, here's the thing, like Hunt would be a starting running back on most NFL teams probably.
Yeah, Jerome Ford can play too. I mean, it's not like Jerome Ford's got that much mileage on him.
Yeah,
it's whatever.
And the Bengals haven't stopped any run game all season.
Dude, I did not realize this game's over under was 30 points.
And I would somehow I feel like that I want to bet the under. I don't want to touch this game. Don't make anybody bet this game.
Okay. But if the rumors are true that this is Bill Belichick's last game.
They said they're not firing him now.
Okay, but just put it out there. If the rumors are true, if you believe, because all this week is all narratives. If you're not betting narratively, you're betting it wrong because it's more fun. And this week means nothing to 90% of the team. But who pushed the napkin across the dinner table that said, "I am not going to coach the New York Jets"? You know who said that? Bill Belichick. The Jets have never beaten Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And this could be his last hurrah for the New England Patriots. If that's the case, you got to go gremlin mode. And what you do is you play the Patriots minus 2.5. You take the 2.5. You take the under, and then you take 4 field goals.
Okay. I didn't
just all field goals, baby.
I'm not betting it. I can't bet it. There is no reason the Jets defense has been as bad as they've been.
Okay.
I don't understand it.
Imagine this with me. But the Jets defense isn't bad. It's just the Jets defense doesn't care. So imagine this with me. Jets get the ball, fumble. They fumble it at the 30. Patriots 7 minutes later somehow drive the ball 30 yards and get it in the end zone. They're down 7-0. Jets defense completely given up by that point. They're done. They don't want to play anymore.
It's just no, this is the worst season ever.
It's gonna be cold. They realize.
Well, the other thing is that who's running the ball for the Patriots now? Is it
Zeke?
So Zeke is still running the ball.
Zeke.
Oh my! This. Don't watch this game, people. Don't watch this game because this is just an exercise in futility in the NFL. The Jets are bad. The Patriots are worse. But I still don't think the Jets can beat the Patriots somehow. Like,
I'm
that
talking-
doesn't make any sense.
Like I said, I'm talking gremlin mode.
No, I'm off.
I like
I'm
both
off.
the
I
defenses.
don't want to bet it out of like sheer spite because I hate both teams so much. No.
The Patriots
I'd much
defense
rather
is
talk
probably
about
sub 3,500.
This game right here.
I actually love this game.
I love this
it.
game.
Here's the problem. What scares me the most, and I'm usually I'm not one to believe in these type of superstitions.
I gotta go with the money line.
Chicago. Everyone likes Chicago in this game. Everyone thinks Chicago has a really good defense that's coming together at the right time. They can play spoiler to the Packers, and Justin Fields is better than he's being rated. I got this game at 3.5, which I thought was good value for the Bears, and I think the Bears can win. But that is to say that, you know, the Bears play to their potential and don't do what they always do whenever they play against Green Bay and fold.
It's like what happened the first game of the season. I still own you, right? And that's the thing. It's like the Bears, I don't know. So Justin Fields is Justin Fields, and they're keeping Eberflus for whatever reason.
Eberflus?
I
don't know. Do they keep Eberflus if they lose this game?
They already said they are. They announced. They said
Maybe.
Eberflus is our coach next year, which is a shame because like I don't think that Fields is going to benefit the most from him. He'll benefit from having the first. You know, he'll get a coach for 2 years in a row.
I don't know if I'm Eberflus though. Like, and I want to try to extend my tenure. Like, I feel like I draft a quarterback and I get rid of Fields.
You're getting rid of a generational talent. That would be so.
Coaches don't care. Like, coaches are still trying to keep their job, right? Like, they're still. And if he's trying to keep his job, the easiest way to keep his job is to say, "Well, I get at least 2 years because he's a rookie quarterback. What do you want me to do?" Even though he created that problem.
I think that, like, I don't know. What worries me is both the Bears and the Packers look much better than expected. The Vikings too. And is the NFC North a Kirk Cousins away from being the greatest division in football?
I mean, what other one? I mean, NFC South sucks. I mean, I don't know. You got Seattle, San Francisco.
Oh, true. Seattle, San Francisco, and the Rams, I guess. But like,
and Arizona. Arizona's got a dangerous offense.
Well, that's going to look completely different next year. There's no way they're bringing Kyler Murray back, right?
They already said they're bringing Kyler back.
And so that they will be last in the division again.
No, I don't think they will. Like, I don't think Kyler's the reason why they're going to win or lose games. I think they need a defense. I think they really, really need a defense.
It is a bad defense. This is the thing. It's like, I don't want to see Fields wasted. And I think that he could be so much better than just heaving the ball downfield to Moore every play.
Justin Fields could be the quarterback for the Oakland Raiders next year. Could be the quarterback.
I'm telling you, if he got to throw to Devontae Adams,
be the Saints quarterback. Like, David Carr hasn't locked anything up.
Yeah, I guess there's value there in other teams. Like the Giants, he could quarterback the Giants.
No, my boy Tommy DeVito is going to win that.
Is he starting?
No, Tommy DeVito's not starting.
Okay. Well, I didn't know they benched him for no reason, which is dumb.
Well, because Tyrod Taylor's a machine. Clearly,
no. Tyrod Taylor is not a machine. Enough with the Tyrod Taylor. I don't get it. Like,
the fantasy community loves them some Tyrod Taylor right now.
We know exactly what Tyrod Taylor is. Meanwhile, DeVito could be like your backup, right? Forever. Like, you could lock this guy down as your forever
Tyrod
backup.
Taylor could be your backup forever.
No, Tyrod Taylor needs to retire before he punctures another lung. Like,
so mad. Okay, so speaking of, are you really not affiliated to this game?
I hate this game. I hate every inch of this game. I don't know how to bet it because the Eagles are bad.
Wait, raise your hand if your team won this week.
Yep, I'm going to count that as a dub.
Okay.
Big, meaty dub.
Max, where's your...
Jake's team didn't win yet.
Max, where's your hand?
Team didn't win yet. Your team didn't win either.
Did you not listen to the sports podcast that we're doing? We won because all the teams around us in the draft happened to win.
We won because the Chiefs lost.
Max, so your hand wasn't raised. Is there an issue?
They need to feel nervous about entering into the playoffs because they don't look good.
If they lose this game,
and like,
it's a tough look.
I don't understand the plan. If they lose and Cowboys win, is it one of the worst collapses we've ever seen? I think.
I mean, it's up there, like, especially from a defense perspective. And then, like, I am so glad that Arizona torched them last week because, like, there was starting to become this narrative that, like, well, the offense has been terrible, but Patricia's really turned the defense around. And it was like, no, Nah.
He didn't turn anything around. I watched that Giants game that he coached first, and Tyrod Taylor moved the ball against that defense, which should not happen. So I don't know. I don't know how to bet this. Like, do I want the Giants to win? Yes. Not just because it's mixed team, but also because I hate the Eagles. Like, I want to see the Eagles fall. But the Eagles falling also means we have to see the Cowboys rise.
And it's points off the turnover by Keyshawn Nixon. Family section and his agent. This guy, the
kisses everywhere.
Like, I want to see the Giants win because I don't like. I do want to see the Eagles lose, but I don't necessarily want to see the Cowboys win the division.
See, this is, I think, for like the Lions purposes, honestly, I think you want, well, obviously you want the Cowboys to lose, but if the Cowboys win, you need the Eagles to win so that the Eagles, I think in that case, the Cowboys the Eagles that get home field advantage.
Eagles.
I would much rather go to Philadelphia than the Cowboys.
No, I'd rather go to the Cowboys again. I'd rather go to the Cowboys again. I'll tell you why. Eagles are outside. Cowboys will have the dome closed. Like, I do not want Goff to step foot on grass the entire playoffs. Please, God, no.
How would that happen? If the Lions, it would have to be what?
First game's home, right?
Yeah.
Then so
if they're the second seed, then if San Francisco lost, they'd be home, right?
Yep.
So there it is. That's what we need. We need the Cowboys to lose, we need the Eagles to lose, and we need the Niners to lose. Let's go.
Let's go. Like, I don't know. This is just dumb. It's a dumb game. Like, the Giants, you know what?
It could be the Saquon.
Can you do it for me again, Giants? Can you do it for me again?
It could be the Saquon swan song.
They locked him up forever, I thought.
No, probably last game for Saquon is what they're talking about, but we'll see.
Oh my God. So he'll be a Cowboy next year. I almost guarantee it.
Seattle at Arizona. Man.
I mean, they have to, right?
Well, they got to win, right, to get in. But
it's Pete Carroll.
If I could get Arizona 3.5, I might do it, dude. And just bet the over.
But Seattle's defense isn't. Last week was an aberration. I don't understand how.
But they're not as good on the road, though.
It's Pete Carroll. I gotta believe the Seahawks win this.
Okay.
And I don't know what the score is going to be because like Arizona, Kyler
James Conner might be the third best running back in the NFL.
That's not right. That is not correct. That's not accurate at all. 0%.
The way he played last week, did you see that?
Well, like, that's what's crazy.
Against Jalen Carter, Dan, you're talking about the defensive rookie of the year.
For no reason at all. Because it should be Brian Branch, and we know it. But
Will Anderson. It's going to be Will Anderson, sure.
I don't know. Pete Carroll is one of the best coaches I've ever seen.
Seattle probably wins this. I don't want to spend too much time on this because we're getting close to our time, and we got two.
I know. Two big games. Like,
okay, dude, I got the commies at 14.5. I love it.
You got them covering at 14.5. So people must be heavy on the Commanders covering.
Well, I mean, it's brought down a little bit, but
is this home for Dallas?
No, it's home for the Commanders. It's the Commanders on the road. I think, man, 5 to or almost 6 to 1. Why not splash? Not for your big bet, but splash a little money line. Put some lunch money on the money line.
They did
it last year.
They're not going to win the game, but they're going to cover if it's at Washington. They'll cover.
They did it last year. If you know how I know that someone can do something, if I've seen them do it before. The Washington Commanders with Sam Howell.
I don't know why they can cover is because their offense can move the ball against anybody because of who the head coach. Okay, like
Sam Howell beat the Dallas Cowboys last year.
I don't believe it. Micah Parsons still playing for Defensive Player of the Year. The Commanders have a terrible offensive line. Like, no. They cover. The offense can move the ball, but they don't win that game. Come on. No. I don't want Dallas to win either, but
I'm manifesting what I want to happen in the world. And if
Commanders cover, but there's no way they win this game. And if they do, shame on Dallas. Like, because the Dallas Cowboys against the Lions last week looked like a Super Bowl contender. Okay, that's what I'll say. They look like the type of team that's going to fight tooth and nail, just like the Lions did the whole game.
Division game.
What was lost in the narrative of that game is that you saw two teams go toe to toe, like potential NFC.
I not watch the Dallas Cowboys lose to the Josh Dobb-led Arizona Cardinals in Arizona.
Sure.
I saw it. I watched it happen.
But the Commanders defense, they don't have anybody.
Neither do the Arizona Cardinals defense.
And you're not going to sell me. You sold me last week on a bad bill of goods, and you're not going to sell me on this good bill of goods this week. Nope, I'm sticking with it.
Fair enough.
Commanders cover and lose the game.
Let's go, commies. Riverboat Ron, we believe.
I love this game. I love this game. The Raiders are playing out of their minds on defense. Out of their mind. And the Broncos have to win to keep their playoff hopes.
What do you got?
This is Carl Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and this is my Stone Cold Lock of the Century.
Not only do the Broncos cover, they win handily. They win this game handily.
So are you playing Stidham, right? Or you got any Stidham stacks coming up?
Nope, it's that's not what it's about. It's about the fact the Raiders are living on a prayer every week. I watched that game. The Chiefs gave that game away. They handed it to the Raiders for no reason. And I don't know how they're playing like this because it's Max Crosby and the Cubes in that defense. They really don't have some super stud.
Dude, I believe in AOC.
The fact that first of all, it's wrong team favor. Secondly, the fact that I can get the Broncos and it could be a nail biter, which it could. This could be like the kind of game that's 14-13.
By the way, the Broncos could not make the playoffs.
Are they mathematically eliminated?
They are, but
That's difference is they are. Even at 9-8, they don't get to go.
Because but think about it from not McVay, what the hell's his name? Peyton's standpoint. He wants to finish with a winning record, and he wants to prove that Russell Wilson is terrible.
Yeah, he needs to prove that Russ was the problem.
Russ was the problem.
But I still like that. I don't know why the Broncos aren't favored because the Raiders' offense is bad.
They beat
That offense is bad. Their defense is the only thing doing things.
They did lose to Indianapolis, which I didn't know if they would or not. So.
They covered though, just like I said they would.
Yeah.
They covered. That's the thing is getting the Broncos at +3, and did you say you got it at 3.5?
Yeah, I just don't think the Raiders.
I wish it was 3.5.
The Raiders also shouldn't be favored by any point spread. So yeah, I think Denver's just gonna want this game more.
Rams Niners.
I mean, I don't know. The Rams are playing Carson Wentz and nobody. And San Francisco, while playing nobody, is better coached as far as overall. I think McVay's good at coaching.
Take the money line, probably.
Yeah, McVay's good at coaching his team, but he is terrible at coaching backups. Look at what he did.
Not really though, because think about what happened last year with the guy that should be comeback or is in line for third for comeback player of the year, Baker Mayfield. Remember Baker Mayfield down the stretch?
But he won 2 games? I mean, it's still I don't think McVay is good at coaching bad teams. And I think that San Francisco's scheme is much easier to just plug and play, and I think that they'll be fine. I
don't like the spread just because both teams have nothing to play for. There's no seeding to go on here. There's no, you know. So I like the Niners to win, but I have no idea by how much.
San Francisco's at home, and they're a better team. Why not?
Yep, that's it. There you go.
Dude,
the Chiefs are sitting everybody.
Blaine Gabbert is the quarterback.
The question is, can the Chargers do anything?
Oh, that's what I'm fucking talking about, baby. 6 straight AFC West divisional title. And what better?
Right here. I don't the Chiefs win the game, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna get 3.5, why not take it?
I don't want the 3.5. I want the +154.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I think the Chiefs win this game.
That's it. If you think they're gonna win, that's the thing. Is I don't think the Chargers can win this game.
Is Easton Stick still the Los Angeles Chargers quarterback?
It's it. They have nothing. Mike Williams is still out. Keenan Allen is still banged up.
Lost to Blaine Gabbert in college. Okay, let's just put it that way.
I just bet you know what I'm betting is the Chiefs defense. That's what I'm betting.
I'm betting Blaine Gabbert overs all day long. Missouri legend. Mizzou legend.
This is the game though.
I don't think this is the game. I think without Bradley Chubb, Buffalo walks over him. There's no home field advantage for Miami in this time of year. Buffalo runs better in better weather. So for them, it's not a home game by any means, but it's definitely not a bad away game.
Yeah, there's no point in taking the spread.
Yeah, they'll cover 2.5.
But there's no point.
I think Miami's
you got the extra 30 points of juice.
I think Miami's a broken team.
They're not great, but I'm not settling on a spread for this. I like
just no one's healthy. That's my problem. Their offensive line is decimated, and they don't have 2 of their best pass rushers against Josh Allen. Okay. I guess.
Yeah, but don't forget, there's a lot going on in Buffalo, like especially with Stephon Diggs, and they don't know what's going on. Like,
I don't care about Stephon Diggs. Like, someone was talking about it yesterday. Like, what if Stephon Diggs no longer plays for Buffalo? I'm like, I think they're fine. I think Josh Allen is the type of quarterback that elevates his players at this point. He wasn't when Stephon Diggs first came in, but I think he is now.
I want to see, you know what I'd love to see is Buffalo go in there and just kick their teeth in and run up the score. You know, I want to see them like, I don't want it to be close because a lot of Buffalo's wins have been so close.
Yeah.
Like, but I'll say this could be a Tyreek game. Tyreek could chuck out
if he's healthy
against this defense. Now Waddle's out, so that's a big thing. Like Waddle's out. I think Mostert's still banged up. Is A-Chain still banged up?
No, I think A-Chain will play, but yeah, Mostert's still banged. Dude, don't talk to me about Mostert. Literally missed one game all year. Game was it? Oh, game where I was gonna win $1 million. Thanks, guy.
I stand to win 4,000 this week on my dollar. One of these weeks I'll get close to where I can cash out again, like I did. One week I did cash out at $120. So.
Well, there you go. But yeah, we're close to time, and we get yelled at by our editor.
Yelled at by the producers when we go over.
We're already 3 minutes over. He's going to have to find somewhere to cut some things out. So thanks for joining. Obviously, I am Matt. This is Smash. See us at Betting Bros 98183 on X or Twitter or whatever you call it. Check out the Scene Snobs. Definitely, I think Smash was on last night with Sturdy, the hardest working man in
show business. Yeah, last night it was Mick at Night. We did the wheel of absurdism. You know, it's a fun little thing we do on Friday nights. Had a really good conversation about films. Check it out. Yeah, and as always, the content's spinning.
All right,
subscribe, follow, all that.
So this is it for us, guys. We got playoffs next week, so obviously we'll still be around for playoffs, and then coming through to the Super Bowl, and then we probably won't see you guys till April. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty. So Thanks for joining us for season 2, and we'll see you all next week.